Okay, so welcome back to step 4 of the budgeting breakthrough series. Look, you made it. So if you've been following the budgeting breakthrough series, you've already reviewed your spending, calculated your averages, and cut, or you've paused, reduced, or eliminated your expenses that weren't serving you, right? So now that you've freed up this money, you have some extra money now in your budget. The question is, what should you do with it, right? So today, in today's video, we are going to be talking about redirecting that money that you just freed up to what matters most to you. So whether that's building your savings so that you can hit 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, whatever your goal is, or paying off debt, right? Because I told you that when I'm coaching women, the two main goals that I hear is building a savings and reducing debt. And so today we are going to, sorry about that, we are going to cover that in today's video. But before we continue, I just want to reintroduce myself for those of you who may be new. Hello, my name is Jamila Davis Williams. I am a personal financial coach, and I help women live a life free of financial stress. So let's get into it. So now that you've gone through the process of cutting expenses, that's great. But if you don't tell that money that you just said that you just found in your budget, if you don't tell it where to go, you will wonder where it went. It will disappear because you're just going to include it with your regular spending and it'll look like nothing has changed and you'll still be barely getting by or living paycheck to paycheck. Here is how we stop and break that paycheck to paycheck cycle, barely getting by cycle. When you go through your budget and you do all the pausing, reducing, eliminating, and you now free up money, you have to intentionally redirect that money towards your financial goal. This is truly how you stop living paycheck to paycheck. All right. So, step number 1, I need you, as we've been discussing in part 1, 2, 3, you need to have a goal, a vision. What is it that you want to accomplish? And sometimes we may have more than one goal. We are going to focus on that top goal that's going to give us some relief, reduce our stress. We want to make sure we're hitting that goal first. So whether that's building that savings so that you have money for emergencies, or maybe it's paying off debt so you can free up more money to put into your savings account. So, you figure out what your goal is. Your goal may be putting money aside for a down payment to buy your first home, or you got a home, you got money saved up, you're debt free, or you don't have a lot of debt, and you want to plan a trip for your family in 2026. Whatever your goal is, it needs to be written, it needs to be clear, it needs to be a SMART goal, meaning it's specific, it's measurable, it has some action steps to it, it's realistic, and it has a time on it, a year, 2026, 2027, that kind of thing, and to give it an actual date. So the first thing is step 1, write down your vision, write down that goal, make it plain. So I would say now, because I told you in part 3, during the pandemic, when I redid this process, I realized we were spending money just ridiculously because increases were happening and we didn't adjust our budget based on our increases. So we were just spending money, dining out, shopping, the whole nine. So when I went and did this and I was able to find that extra money, I had a choice because I wanted to build build my savings so that it was more solid than it was, and I wanted to pay off debt. So we chose to do both. Was it possible? We did it. Was it sometimes difficult because we were trying to focus on two things? Yes, which is why I say focus on one. However, it's totally up to you. But I would say, or my recommendation is, if you don't have at least $1,000 saved up, that's your first goal. Get $1,000. In the budgeting boot camp, we talk about, or I teach you how to save $1,000 in 90 days so that then you can move to paying off debt to free up more money to save so that you can hit those larger numbers, 5,000, 10,000. But over 60% of women don't have $1,000 saved up. So therefore, if an emergency happened right now, that would put them in a really bad place and make them stress more than they're already stressing. And so if you don't have at least $1,000, you need to work on getting that saved ASAP. So that would be your top goal. So number one, write down your goal or your vision. Number two, decide how much of the money that you just freed up, how much of it you want to apply to your goal. So when we did this during the pandemic in 2020, when I was cutting back and saying, okay, we didn't have a choice to cut back because during the pandemic, we couldn't go anywhere, couldn't do anything. So it kind of happened for us. And what we did was I split it. Half of it went to savings, half of it went towards paying off our car or my car at that time. So decide how much. I would say, since you've already been spending the money, apply it all towards whatever that top goal is, because it's money that was already being spent. So it's not like it's something you're going to miss because you were spending it somewhere else anyway, but you were just now taking it back and redirecting it to your goal. So decide how much of that you're going to apply to whatever that top goal is. Step number 3, you want to automate it as much as possible. So if it is building up that savings account, you want to make sure that every paycheck or every single month or every week, you're transferring money from the check, wherever the money is going into the checking account, and it's automatically going into that savings account that you have set aside. Now, what I do teach, and you've seen it in other videos, is that it is a good idea to open up a savings account at a financial institution that's not connected to your checking account, so that you don't become the transfer queen and just transfer the money back from your savings to your checking. Instead, it is best to open up a savings account. I prefer credit unions. I'm a credit union girl, at a local credit union that you don't currently have a membership with. So find a local credit union, start that savings account there, and then redirect the money, whether it's coming, I always say, do it from your paycheck as a payroll. So, you have 100, 200, whatever that money you save from your budget going into that savings account, and then your net pay going to your checking account. That way, it's already money that you were spending anyway, but now that you're putting it towards savings, you're not going to miss it. So have it go directly. You don't touch it. And when you don't touch it, you're not tempted to spend it on something else. It goes over there for you without you even seeing it, because what we don't see, we don't miss. So I have it set up to go there. If it is paying off debt and you're choosing, what we teach in the budgeting boot camp is your small debt first to the largest debt. So if it's a credit card and you want that money to go directly towards that credit card, then you're probably going to have to set up a transfer or an automatic payment to where you're automatically sending that money over to that credit card on a regular basis until it's paid in full. You just have to choose your goal. Again, decide how much you're going to apply. And then the third thing is automate it. Make it as easy and seamless as possible for that money to go where you want it to go. And then step number 4, which is a step that many people that are budgeting and trying to get back on track forget to do, is track your progress. Track how far that extra money is taking you. How much of that extra money have you saved? How much of that extra money has paid off a credit card or debt? Track it. You can print in the description in the video, I'm going to give you a link where you're going to get a free savings tracker. Once you I'm trying to think, what do you have to do? You're going to click the link. It'll be out there for the newsletter. Once you say, yes, I want to get your newsletter, it doesn't cost you anything. You're going to get a download for the tracker automatically. And that's going to help you save $1,000 in 90 days. The tracker is free to you, doesn't cost you anything. I'll put that in the link. That will help you at least track your savings if that's your goal. With the budgeting bootcamp, we do go over the snowball method, and it includes a tracker that helps you track as you're paying off your debt. So I do have both. One of them you have to get when you join the budgeting bootcamp. Because we don't want is that, okay, you saved this money, you've made the pauses, reductions, and eliminations, but it's for a purpose, right? You are saving or doing this for a purpose. What is that purpose? To save money or to pay down debt or whatever your other goal is. So we're shifting our mindset so that it can help our future selves. We want to be better tomorrow than we are today. And that starts with making those decisions, making the hard things. They're not really hard, but they're going to seem hard initially because we've been doing the same thing for months, years. So initially it's going to seem like, okay, oh, I got to do this. But I promise you, when you go through the process from part one, now we're on part four, and you do everything that we discussed in all the steps, after the first 30 days, you're going to be like, okay, it's not so bad. 60 is going to become like second nature. By 90 days, you're not even going to miss the money that you're putting in savings or on debt. You're actually going to get some freedom because you see my money is now working for me. It's making my situation better. So when we did this during the pandemic, it was like $1,000+ that we were able to save, you know, from our budget just because we were looking at what we were spending. Yours may be 150, it may be 200, it may be 50, whatever that is, it is a savings. Put it towards whatever that goal is. And then every month you're going to continue to do your budget, which you're going to talk about in part 5, and it's going to be adjusted every single month because now that you're saving or now that you're paying off debt, things are going to be changing. And now that you've gotten comfortable with pausing, reducing, or eliminating things, whether it's for a short time or completely, you're going to be able to see, okay, I can do this. And you may be saying, okay, I'm going to put more money, I'm going to cut more things, I'm going to reduce more things to be able to put more money aside for savings or paying off debt. Okay. So we're almost there. Part 5. I'm so excited for you because look, if you've been here for part 1, 2, 3, 4 now, you've done the hard work, reviewing your spending and then taking time to say, I'm going to go without, I'm going to pause, I'm going to reduce this for 90 days, 60 days, whatever you chose. That's the hard work. Now it's going to get rewarding because now you're going to start seeing your money work for you. In our final part 5, we'll bring it all together with you taking everything that you've done, the cut sticks, all the things, finding out what your averages are, those reductions, putting all that into your new budget, and then you're going to be walking this out. One thing I want to make sure we say is that your budget is not a one-time thing. You will adjust your budget as your life changes. And sometimes stuff happens from month to month. We got back to school happening soon. Holidays are coming. We're going to be adjusting our budget accordingly. But what doesn't change is your main goal, your main focus. So if you're going to be saving money, make sure whatever those adjustments are, it still helps you save money and put it in your savings. If whatever those adjustments are, if yours is to pay off debt, make sure whatever those adjustments are, you paying off your debt, that extra money that you set aside to do that does not change. Okay. So make sure you subscribe, first of all, because it looks like I have a lot of people watching the videos, but only a small percentage are subscribed. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so that when our part 5 comes up, you are notified and can be ready to get that final piece to this budgeting breakthrough series. Now, if you're ready for full support, for step-by-step templates, for coaching and guidance, you want to join the budgeting bootcamp. It is coming up next week, July 21st through the 25th. It is an hour and 15 minutes virtually, so it doesn't take a long time, 5 days. So while your kids are, eating or getting prepared for bed, whatever the case may be, depending on your time zone, you could be learning how to save $1,000 in 90 days, how to do a zero-based budget, how to use the snowball method effectively, how to repair and build your credit, and then how to plan for the future, for retirement and things like that. Those are the things that we cover in the budgeting boot camp. So just remember, part one, just want to do a recap. Part one, we reviewed our spending. Part two, we calculated our monthly averages. Part three, we went ahead and did the pause, reduce, eliminate, prioritize to free up money so that we can now in part four decide what we want to do with that extra money, save it, put it towards debt, put it towards a down payment to buy a house, whatever your goal is. So now in five, we are going to pull it all together so that we can finally get the budget that is going to fit our personal lives, fit our family, fit our circumstances, so that we can finally live a life free of financial stress. Again, part five will be released on tomorrow. Please stay tuned for that. Again, cutting expenses is a big part, but you're not just cutting expenses to be cutting expenses. You're reclaiming your financial future. I promise you, what you do today, your future self is going to thank you. So let's build your budget next, and I'll see you in video or part five. Thanks so much for joining me. You enjoy and have a great day.